Hey there, boys and girls, and welcome to episode 77 of Sonic Boom TV. This is going to be another thrift store finds episode. So yesterday, celebrated my first month at my new job, which has consisted of me working from home for the whole month. But I had to go to an office where I will be working 2 days a week in that office, and I had to go check it out yesterday. And so, the company I'm working for now works with a company I worked with 18 years ago. So I'll basically be working for that same company, just getting paid by a different company. It's kind of strange. But anyway, I went there, and I went to see the office, and it was basically the same office I was in 18 years ago. And the guy that I used to work with was there, and he said that he had something for me, and I was like, "What do you have?" And we still keep kind of in touch on Facebook a little bit. And he got me a record, 7-inch record from somebody named Erica Falls. Let's Get Down Tonight. This is somebody from New Orleans. I don't know who it is. He got it at a festival, but when he gave it to me, they gave me the bug to go and it came with a little black inner sleeve. It's not polylined or anything, but the record is a orange and green vinyl. And I looked this up on Discogs, and there is another one on there, but it's more of this blue and I think pink color, the record. So the green one's not on there, so I'm going to have to maybe put it in myself just so I can catalog it. Because this is probably something that's not going to show up on Discogs ever, unless I'm the one that does it. But I'm not sure what it is. I don't know what kind of music it is. They are, there's a drummer, guitar player, bass and trumpet, keyboards, and a B3 organ. So it's probably blues or something like that. I don't think it's going to be a hip hop or anything. Which New Orleans got a lot of hip hop people out there. So anyway, thought that was cool, but then it gave me the bug to go and look for stuff, and I said I wasn't going to do that this weekend, but I did, and I'm kind of glad I did. So after I got off 5 o'clock, I decided I got something in my tooth. I'm sorry. I went to the Goodwill, and I noticed that they had, like, where the records were, they lay flat, like CDs flat. That's how they stock them there. It's ridiculous the way they do it. But I noticed the stacks were a little higher and a little different than the last time I went there a few days before. So I said they must have got some new stuff. So I looked through, and there's, I don't know, a few new things, but just same old, stuff that I would never really want. And so I flipped through this one stack, and it kind of slipped out of my hand, and all I saw was, hold up, I'm trying to cover it for you. All I saw was that right there, and I was like, wait a minute, I know what that is. And so I lifted up the stack again, and I go through it, and I don't see it, and I'm like, I know I saw what I saw. And so I said, okay, let's go through it slowly this time. And I go through all these records. There must have been 50 records on top of it. And I pull it up. It's the Squeeze singles, 45s and under. I have never seen another Squeeze album in the wild that I can think of. I never remember seeing one, never bought one. I had this on CD, and this is just their singles, but as far as albums, I've never seen one anywhere, and I don't understand why, because that's the back cover, by the way, and the record's in real nice condition. The cover looks like it's got some browning going on, and I don't know if that's the original way it looked, or it's just old, but it was taken care of pretty well. But there's Take Me, I'm Yours, Cool for Cats, Pulling Muscles from the Shell is probably their biggest hit. Tempted, that's another big hit. Black Coffee in Bed, and that's the the ones that I know people would know, and then there's some other songs on here that I know that anybody that likes this band would know. But I never ever, and I never really looked, online or anything for any of their albums, I guess. But I've had this for so long, the CD, that I never really hunted for anything else, I guess, and which is probably a mistake on my part. But this is probably worth, $10, $15. I can't remember what it said on Discogs, and I got it for 50 cents. So that was good. And the funny thing is, I went out today briefly, and I found the CD of this, but it didn't have the CD in the case. I already have the CD, but I just thought it was funny that I'd come across this 2 days in a row. And then the other one I got from there, I don't know anything by this guy. I just know he used to be famous back in the 70s, maybe even into the 80s. But it's Cat Stevens' Footsteps in the Dark, Greatest Hits Volume 2. And this is in really nice condition as well. This cover's, there's nothing wrong with this cover. Maybe a little corner bend, but not much. The thing is, I don't know any of these songs. The Wind, I Never Wanted to Be a Star, Kathmandu, I Want to Live in a Wigwam, Trouble, On the Road to Find Out, If You Want to Sing Out, Where Do the Children Play, Daytime, Don't Be Shy, How Can I Tell You, Father and Son, The Hurt, Silent, Sunlight. I don't know any of these songs, but I just thought this was in such good shape that it might be worth checking out, because it'll probably sound good. Don't know anything about him, though. Like I said, he's probably got a hit song that I know, because I know the name, and I remember he used to be popular when I was a kid, but what he sang, I don't know. So anyway, those were 50 cents each. Great deal. Then I went over to the CD section, and man, CD and DVDs, I should say, they must have got in so many DVDs because this whole wall was full of them. And I actually bought 3 seasons of The Simpsons, for, I think they were $2.99 each, so I grabbed them. But as far as CDs go, just got a couple, because they had some new stuff in there, but not a lot. First one was Tom Cochrane, Mad Mad World, and this one has that Life is a Highway song. I think that's his only hit that he ever had. The only song I really know by him, anyway. But I figured I'd get it for that song and see what else he's got on here. Then I came across No Doubt, the singles, 1992 to 2003. I have most of No Doubt's albums up until they became that weird pop group thing that they were doing. After Tragic Kingdom, I believe there was one album, and then they just became something else, super pop or whatever, and I didn't like it. But this has, and the back cover is upside down, Just a Girl, It's My Life, Hey Baby, featuring somebody, I can't read it, Bathwater, Sunday Morning, Hella Good. Yeah, this has got some of the new stuff that I don't like. New, Underneath It All, featuring somebody I can't read because it's tiny in script. Excuse Me, Mister, Running, Spiderwebs, Simple Kind of Life, Don't Speak, Ex-Girlfriend, Trapped in a Box. So this has got some of the newer stuff that I didn't like, and well, not newer, but new after what I liked. And then some of the stuff I do like from Tragic Kingdom. I don't know if any of these songs are before that, though. Anyway, then I found another Bruce Springsteen album called Devil and Dust. This one I don't know anything about, but this is a weird thing. First of all, this case is it's weirdly shaped. It's rounded edge. It's got a push button kind of release there that you pop it open with, and then this disc that's dirty. It's a CD on one side and a DVD on the other side, and I've never seen that. I've seen double-sided DVDs before, but I've never seen one that's CD on one side and DVD on the other. And it feels like a thick disc. I don't know any of the songs from him on here, but this, I'm just kind of getting my Bruce Springsteen collection going, as I come across them in the used bins. I've got a couple of his albums on record, and a couple on CD. And as you can see back here, I've changed up some of the albums back here. Got a weird angle going right now. I couldn't get the camera to stay right, so I just let it go when it stayed. And then the last thing from the Goodwill, Jimmy Buffett's Greatest Hits. And that one, I don't own anything by Jimmy Buffett. And don't really need to have anything more than this Greatest Hits really is. It's got Cheeseburger in Paradise, Margaritaville, Come Monday. I think Why Don't We Get Drunk was a hit too. And then the rest, I don't know any of them. So that was that. So that was Goodwill. So I end up sleeping most of the day today. I didn't wake up till like 2 o'clock p.m. And I woke up and I was like, man, I don't want to go to thrift stores or anything, but I'm hungry and I wanted to go get something to eat. So I said, if I'm going to go get something to eat, I might as well go to the thrift store. That's the whatever you want to call it, the reasoning in my head to go do this. So I went to the Bridge House store, which is not close to where I live. Actually, it's a good 5 or 6 miles away. And so I went in there and I saw that they had moved the records from these bins that were. Remember, I said in one of my videos how the bins were. They were putting these milk crates under this bin and they were hard to get to and everything. Well, there was nothing. That was all taken out. And they were put on this other shelf that they had where they had some records before. Now the whole thing was kind of full. And it looked like it had more than they had the last time. So I said, well, let me check them all out again. And I went through the first, I don't know, 3 or 4 rows, sections kind of like these things. Went through those and they were all exactly the same ones I had looked at before. And then at the very end, they had a few that were different. And I didn't mean to get all of these. Oops, there goes I didn't mean to really get all these, but once I picked them up and I was walking around with them, I was like, I don't feel like going back over there to put them back. So, the first one that I didn't really want to get, but I got anyway, and I picked it up because I thought it might be interesting that it's all the hits with All the Stars Volume 4. And those people, movie stars from years gone by, sang songs. And I was like, okay, there's Jimmy Dean, Merv Griffin. This is the one that got me. Clint Eastwood? I can't imagine Clint Eastwood singing a song. Peggy King, Charlie Gracie, Billy Scott, Denise Darcell, and the Skyliner. I don't know any of those people. But I think they all sing one song, and I'm like, I don't know who they are, but the record's in good shape, the cover's in pretty good shape, and I really like that label, the little logo that they got going there. That's really cool. So, it was $1. All these were $1. The previous ones, the Goodwill CDs, were $1 as well. Everything in this stack is going to be $1. Okay, then this one I got because I wanted to just take a picture of it, and then I didn't put it back because it's the most ridiculous cover I've seen in a while. It's called Fiesta by Los Chavales de España. Now, look at that guy right in the middle with the bad teeth. Why they put him right in the middle, misery to me, but I just thought it was funny that they did that, and then they're all like stacked like this, goofy, whatever, and then they put this yellow design over them, which doesn't, as far as graphic design goes, it's a kind of cool that the gray one goes behind them, but the yellow just kind of messes them up. So I don't know, but I just thought it was a funny cover, and then I never put it back, so I own it now. Don't think it's worth anything, but whatever. Then the other one I was just looking at because I thought it was kind of cool, but I'm not really into country music or anything, but I just was looking at it and then didn't put it back. So this one is called Wanted, The Outlaws. And it's got Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson, Jesse Coulter, and Tompal Glazer, maybe? The only two I've ever heard of is Waylon Jennings and Willie Nelson. And then there's songs on the back that show, like, some of them are individual stuff, but then some of them duet. Like, there's Well, let's go. My heroes have always been cowboys. That's just Waylon. Honky Tonk Heroes, Waylon. I'm looking for Blue Eyes, Jesse. You mean to say Jesse? Suspicious Minds, Waylon and Jesse. I might know that song. I think that was a hit song, but not a country version. Good Hearted Woman by Waylon and Willie. Heaven or Hell by Waylon and Willie. Me and Paul, Willie. Yesterday's Wine is by Willie. T for Texas, Tom Powell. And Put Another Log in the Fire by Tom Powell. So Tom Powell and Glasser only got two songs on this, and everybody else got a few more, at least 3. So I don't know. Just thought it was in good condition, so it's not like it's a loss, except that it's country music, and I'll probably never listen to it but more than once or twice. The next one's, I don't know why I buy this guy's stuff so much, but I just like him for some reason, and it's, it's whatever. But Nat King Cole. This one is Songs by Nat King Cole, Unforgettable. Now, I looked this one up on Discogs, and I can't find it. This cover I can find, but it's mostly, there's a couple Canadian versions of it in this, and then there's a couple U.S. versions that I found, and they're all, I don't think they're worth anything, but they all have a different, and this record is dirty, but they all have a different label on them, and the closest I can find to this label is where this Capitol logo is right here on it, and so that's the one I've put mine in as, just so I can have it online. It's real dirty, but it looks fairly decent. A few scratches, but anyway, so it's got Unforgettable on it. That's the song everybody knows, and I spent like an hour trying to figure out which one that was. So I gave up on it and just said, okay, it's not. None of the other ones are worth that much, I don't think. So I'm not gonna really put any more time into trying to find it, and I'm just gonna say the other one is the one I have. Just for my, when I look up stuff that I have on my Discogs, I'll be able to say, oh, I have that record already. Then I got another one, Every Time I Feel the Spirit by Nat King Cole. It says Gordon Jenkins inducts First Church of Deliverance Choir. So I guess it's gospel music on this one. I'm assuming, yeah, that's what it looks like. So, I didn't know he did that kind of music, but pick it up. I've probably got 15 albums by this guy now. The next one, another Nat King Cole, Wild as Love. This one is kind of cool because, although these pictures have nothing to do with Nat King Cole, they have something to do with love, but not King Cole. You open it up and it's got this booklet, and it's kind of rough right here. It's kind of dirty, but it's got hundreds and thousands of girls. It says, when did you first discover love? So they were trying to push love on young white women, it looks like, in this, even though Nat King Cole's a black man. But there's like these little things or whatever. This gorgeous woman right here. Another gorgeous woman. They got some good models for this stuff. I don't know how old they are now, but I don't know what's going on here. Is she a prostitute or something? I mean, I don't know. She's standing out in the street, no shoes on, and this guy's up there with a car, pickup. I don't know. But I mostly wanted this one because, and this is the guy who's sad, beggar for the blues. I picked this one up mostly because his book was in it, and I thought it was kind of a cool idea. She's blurred out, but she's definitely gorgeous. So I don't know if this is supposed to be some kind of, there's another one. I don't know if this tells like a story or it's a play or something. It's a blurred out picture. Don't know nothing about that one. Woo. Gorgeous women in the 60s. I guess he's a vampire now because she's like dead or whatever to the side, and he's biting her neck or whatever. and then that's it. And then the seam is split right there, but the record is in good condition. So, I was kind of to the end of the line, and they started to have some of those box sets that they had from like you see them everywhere. They're usually like hits of the day or classical music or something like that. But Nat King Cole, it's Nat King Cole's story in stereo. Now I have a record of Nat King Cole's the Nat King Cole story, Volume 1, and apparently there was 3 volumes. And this, I think, has all 3 volumes as far as what was on those. I haven't compared them yet, but I think this is the whole thing. Now, when I first looked this up, I saw it didn't have this sticker, and this is not. I mean, it's a sticker, but it's just on there. It's barely hanging on by whatever's gotten in there. So I'm just gonna leave it like that as long as I can, and hopefully it doesn't fall off. It hasn't fallen off in all these years. So, but anyway, when I first saw it, the first thing I saw was the mid-range price. It said $375, and then the high end was like $600 or something like that. And I was like, holy smoke, this can't be this. It wasn't. It was a modern pressing of it, probably like one of those MoFis or whatever. But this one, when I did find it, the mid range is 25, the high range is 50. I would think. I mean, it's kind of rough. Like the bottom is kind of scuffed up there, and it's not too bad. I mean, the cover is in good shape. I still got the sticker on it. Somebody dinged it right there. But I would still think that if I was going to sell this, I wouldn't take less than $25 for it. And when I got to the counter, I had given them all the records and the CDs because they were $1 a piece. And I said, look, this one doesn't have a price on it. I don't know if it's got 3 records in it. I don't know if it's got, that means it's $1 or $3, whatever. And the guy's like, it's $1. Don't worry about it. It's $1. So I took it for $1. So you open it up, and it's doing pretty good on the inside. This booklet is like perfect condition, and that's why I say I wouldn't take, if I was selling it, I wouldn't take less than $25, because the booklet, if I don't mess it up, the booklet is like brand new, and it's on this heavyweight paper. It's got some texture to it. I don't know what's on the inside, but we're gonna find out. We got some photos of the man. Very neat. Very neat. It's hard to flip through and hold it up in the air, but you just skip over some of the pages. But yeah, so really cool. A little collection. Then it's got the records. Now the records look like something got to them, bugs or something, because there's all kind of little weird stuff in this box. But the edges of this have been kind of chewed, it looks like. But the records themselves are nice condition. Maybe let me pull one out. I mean, almost brand new looking. I don't know if you can see them. You're not going to be able to see if there's anything on them, but very nice, very, very nice. So that's why I say $25. This is at least worth that. If this is a $50 box set. The only thing that's weird is the way this is made is for the old time record players, where you can stack your albums and it would drop them down. So you got side 1 and side 6 on the same record. So you have to put in, if you want to listen to it in order, you'd have to flip the record. You'd have to replace the record every time now on the modern systems. So you got 1, 2, 3, and then flip them over and do 4, 5, 6. So I am gonna listen to this, but I'm not gonna do it that way. I'm just gonna do 1, 6, 3, 4, 2, 4, whatever it is, 2, 5, and 3, 4. So the only one I listen to in order is 3 and 4. But anyway, cool collection. I don't have any way to protect it any better, but Nat King Cole, the Nat King Cole's story, I should say. So that's the end of the records that I got. And then I looked through the CDs, and the CDs were kind of weird this time because there was a lot of stuff that I hadn't seen that didn't have any CDs in it. Or it had the wrong CD in it. The first thing I see is The Offspring's Greatest Hits. I've been wanting to buy that on vinyl. I'm just mad that it doesn't go back past Smash. It doesn't have any of the early hits, and I know why, because that was not on a record label that they're with, now. It was Nitro Records, I believe, so they probably didn't have the rights and all that. But anyway, I went through all kind of stuff. I wasn't finding anything. Everything I either had or didn't have a CD in it. And so the first thing I come across is something called Imaginary Baseball League. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to grab that. I don't know what it is, but I'll bet it's some kind of indie rock or something. But I like the name. I thought that's a creative name for a band. And so I grabbed it. I thought that was going to be it. And so I went all the way around the thing. Didn't find anything. The last bin I go to, of course, I found a couple more. They had a bin underneath. And it had a ton of CD cases in it. All good stuff. Some of it I have already. Some of it I didn't. Not one of them had a CD in it. And then there were some loose CDs that were not ones that were belonging to those cases. And some of those albums were stuff that I wanted, but I wasn't going to buy it like that. I'd rather just wait and find it with a case. So I came across Eric Clapton's Pilgrim. This one hasn't been opened. Still got that little strip on the top. I mean, it may have been popped open from the bottom. Who knows? But it was a cutout bin as well. But I don't know. I don't know any songs on this one, I don't believe. But, I've got a few of his albums, so why not get another one? Then I came across something I have on vinyl, but I didn't have on a CD, I don't think, anyway. Loverboy, Get Lucky. This one has Working for the Weekend on it, and, man, the titles are so small in some of these. Working for the Weekend, When It's Over, The Lucky Ones, or Lucky Ones, I should say. And that's the only ones I can remember off of it. So anyway, then I got Heart, Bad Animals. Heart was one of those bands that another one where the hits do you pretty good, and then that's it. You don't really need the rest. But I've got 2 or 3 Heart albums now with the rest, and I don't have a lot of the hits. But this one's got Who Will You Run To? I know that one's a good one. And Alone. And Alone might have been their biggest hit. Maybe that or Barracuda. But that's what I was like, okay, this one's going to be good to get because of that song. And that's the only 2 that I know on this album. So, decent pickup. And then the last one they had, it was the Eagles, the Greatest Hits, 19 something. Oh, maybe it doesn't say 1971 and 1975. The Eagles are a band that, again, I only like the hits. I don't care about anything else. And I do own this on a record, but I think it's scratched up. But it's got Take It Easy, Witchy Woman, Desperado, Tequila Sunrise, Take It to the Limit, and then a couple other songs that I'm not overly familiar with. But this one is another one I couldn't find on Discogs. Nothing matched it right. Because right there they don't have a barcode there or there, and a lot of the versions of this that look exactly the same have a barcode in one of those places. So I'm not sure. I couldn't figure it out. I just put it in there as one that was like $3 or something. So whatever. That and that's all I got from the Bridge House store, and it ended up being much more stuff weekend than I thought it was going to be, because I was not expecting anything. And tomorrow, I swear I will not go buy anything, because one, I'm running out of money until my next paycheck, and two, I got too much stuff, and I just got to work on this apartment. I keep saying that, and I'm not doing it. So if you could see what was right there and right there, well, you can see a little bit of it right here. I need to get rid of this stuff and throw it away and reclaim my space. But that's coming. I guarantee that's coming. But I did put some new stuff up here just to change it up a little bit. We got Adam and the Ants down here, and some NXS Kick, if you see that one. Jim Carroll Band, Nuclear Assault. This is one that came from the radio station giveaway. Spread Eagle. I thought this one came from a CD club, but it actually came from that KSLU giveaway thing. Black Spiders. Found this for like $5 one time, and it turned out to be really good. I bought 2 of their albums. They were like in a discount bin. They were brand new, never opened before. We got the Interrupters, what I got last night. And then that's all you can see, I think, in the video here. So, but yeah, I'll just change it up every now and then, whatever. I'm going to do some more videos, and that will be it.